The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from San Diego, California. I'm a bad girl with a heart full of fire, breaking the rules, fueled by desire.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 6 here on ECW Evolution. We're still recovering from just 2 weeks ago at that PLE of Hardcore Heaven. Nia Jax lost her belt to none other than Alexa Bliss.
I'm right on track.
And just weeks before that PLE, we saw Nia Jax handed her first loss against Kairi Sane and Dakota Kai in a handicap match. As I said, that was Nia Jax's first loss. However, she feels like she was treated unfairly in that match. A 2-on-1 scenario is not in her favor. Tonight, Dakota Kai is here to answer that call in a one-on-one match with ECW rules to start off the night between Dakota Kai and Nia Jax. And as I was saying, Nia Jax feels like she's treated unfairly here. In any match that has been fair to her, though, she has completely dominated. And picking up right where she left off, dropping Dakota Kai on her back. Jax off the ropes. A big elbow drop attempt misses. Damage Control, no stranger to this women's locker room. They've been seen all over ECW in the last couple weeks running their mouths. Jax with a lot of offense here early. Dakota Kai unable to get anything going. A big slam on the face. Jax rubbing Kai's face on that sweaty mat. And as I was saying earlier, Jax in every fair match, one-on-one, and even some triple threats that she's had this year, she has completely dominated. No one's been able to get anything off on her. As we're seeing here, a big submission attempt. But immediately broken out by Dakota Kai. And Jax outside the ring. Kai getting on her feet. And it looks like I have misspoken, folks. Earlier I said this was an ECW rules match. This is a normal match. And Nia Jax using that floor to bust her opponent open. That's not a weapon, but it's legal. Into an early cover-up. And a kick out at 2. You know, Nia Jax is one of the hardest women to find an opponent for, as she just completely dominates anyone in her path. Dakota Kai doing everything she can. But Nia Jax just swiping her off. Some big kicks. Super kick. And can't lift her up. What a mistake there by Dakota Kai. Into a spinning back fist. Jax off those ropes. Kai has looked good on defense tonight, but on offense, she's not been able to get anything going. She desperately needs the help from her friends Damage Control down on ringside, joining her here tonight. A big elbow drop by Nia Jax, taking over as she has so many times before. But Kai, with that defense, she's also been on point with tonight. And then she gets here. She needs to switch her tactics up. Some big stomps and kicks to the face by Kai. But immediately reversed by Nia. Into a pin attempt. And a kick out of 2 again. Kai with 2 late 2 attempt kickouts here tonight. And what is this? Jax has Kai up. Into a submission attempt. But Jax shows her mercy. Jax trying to run off those ropes as she has so many times before tonight. And a big flip. What athleticism by the big Nia Jax. Again, a big drop. The beginning of the end here. Jax into another, no, not submission attempt. She's going to slam her down this time. Jax carrying Kai with a big slam on the ground into a pin attempt. That's got to be it. No pin attempts by Damage Control here tonight. We've seen this so many times before from Nia Jax. Complete annihilation from the Annihilator herself. And straight into it here, ladies and gentlemen, Charlie Dempsey and Shinsuke Nakamura in a matchup here, a strong style matchup tonight. Shinsuke looking to build some history here in ECW, but Charlie Dempsey has been on a tear so far. In a heated rivalry with Aleister Black and Pete Dunne that we saw boil over just a week ago. It may boil into this match here tonight. However, Dempsey has his eyes focused on the 0-1 Shinsuke Nakamura. A rookie in Evolution alongside Dempsey. As I said, Nakamura has no history yet. He is 0-1 in a number 1 contenders match against Ilya Dragunov. And Nakamura with some offense outside, but it's reversed by Dempsey early. Dempsey showing some promising skill in this strong style division here early on. An early pin attempt by Dempsey is broken up by Shinsuke Nakamura. But as I was saying earlier, that heated rivalry that we saw boil over last week between Aleister Black and Pete Dunne, we saw a brutal backstage attack by Aleister Black to Pete Dunne. He threw him through a damn car window. And why must that have anything to do with Charlie Dempsey, you may ask? Well, just weeks ago, between a match between Aleister Black and Charlie Dempsey, it was broken up by Pete Dunne. As just that match before, Dempsey and Dunne were in a match in their debuts. And after the match, Dempsey disrespected Pete Dunne by slapping him away after Dunne tried to give him a handshake. And as Dempsey had everything going for him early, Shinsuke has everything going for him now. An early pin attempt. Sorry. An early submission. We don't see this too much in this division. But if it's going to be from anyone, you can guarantee it's going to be Shinsuke. Dempsey out of it. And a big slam. As the lights go black. Into a pin attempt. Kick out by Nakamura. Some beautiful shots there by the Evolution camera crew. Dempsey gets back on his feet. Into a submission that he was put in before. Like I said, we don't see this too much in this division. These two men are bringing it out tonight. That's what this division's known for here. These brutal smacks that this strong style division has. Some chops across the chest from both men. You can hear him ringing across the arena, but Shinsuke gets... No, Charlie fights back. Both these men going at each other. Which one's going to come out on top? We saw this event just happen a week ago with Lyra Valkyria. She came out on top and won the match. Let's see what Shinsuke can do with it. Shinsuke maybe looking for the Kinsa. No. Taking off the turnbuckle. One of the most creative wrestlers in this division. And Dempsey saw what was coming. Reverses back. Dempsey with a big slam onto Shinsuke's back. Into a pin attempt for the match. That's it. Dempsey able to pick up the win in a one-on-one strong style match versus Shinsuke Nakamura. But what is this? I knew it.
I just want all of the money. You know what I said? I gotta get the dinero, the cash, and the bread. It's an extreme match. Making his way to the ring from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 212 pounds. I just express my mentality, physicality, all my financial legalities, my aspirations to become.
And accompanied by the ECW Evolution Men's Champion Adam Copeland, Christian Cage will be taking on Kenny Omega tonight. Both men looking to prove themselves. Coming off losses. Cage needs no introduction. Many years in the wrestling industry. However, not much history here on ECW, as I said before. A recent loss to Cody Rhodes with that rivalry that boiled over between him and Adam Copeland. Christian Cage looking on to get on his feet tonight.
And tens, and I'll tell you all there's something. I don't want to be broke when I get old, so
Two men with enough history to write a damn storybook. His opponent Kenny Omega, a superstar in New Japan, a superstar in WWE, and a superstar in AEW. as I said, just like his opponent, struggling off of a loss. However, Omega started off in ECW 0-2. This is a very tough roster, but Omega is a tough man. And Cage not even willing to take that jacket off. He's ready to get into the action. An early pin attempt. Cage looking to get it over early. Broken up at 1. Understandable. No offense, but an early pin attempt. That was wild. A big boot. A big knee to Kenny Omega's forehead. Omega has been busted up in his last 2 matches. A very fragile face from the pretty boy. And Cage, accompanied by his longtime best friend, as I said before, the ECW Men's Evolution Champion, Adam Copeland. Adam Copeland been on a tear so far here in ECW, still undefeated. No one's been able to take that belt from him. However, no one's really deserved that shot. In Cage's last match, we saw a little bit of frustration between him and his partner Copeland. And Cage needs that friendship here right now as Omega's starting to beat him up outside the ring. An ECW rules matchup here, no countouts. Cage back on his feet, able to reverse it, but no. Omega with some chops to the chest. Omega getting fired up here. A big suplex onto the neck of Cage. Omega looking under that ring. A chair already brought into that match by Adam Copeland, but Omega wants a ladder into the equation as well. And the crowd wants tables. Omega not taking this seriously. Taking his eyes away from his opponent. For 1 second, and Cage takes over. Copeland doing some distracting there. Taunting the crowd. And Kenny Omega says, hey, look over here. And Cage takes advantage. As Omega hits his head off that chair in the middle of the ring. But Cage onto the ladder. And what a match we have here so far in ECW rules. Omega, a big slam. Onto the ladder. That's got to be it. Copeland needs to do something. What a match. Kenny Omega with a big slam onto the ladder to Christian Cage. And Cage can't get up. I don't know that we'll see him for the next couple of weeks. As you see Copeland staring omnisciously as Omega picks up his first win here in ECW. the true main event, as we have seen twice here on Evolution. Cody Rhodes looking to rewrite his story here in ECW. A prior champion, but not here yet on Evolution. A heated rivalry between him and men's champion Adam Copeland, as I mentioned last match. However, a new opponent for him here tonight. Another man that is worthy of the main event, the #1 pick in the inaugural season of ECW, Karrion Kross. Accompanied by his wife this week, Scarlett. Kross brings the darkness, a true darkness here to Evolution, with that skull mask and that bandana. As I said, the #1 pick, a huge upside here on Evolution. He won his debut match in a triple threat to get a championship match against Adam Copeland as well, unfortunately losing that. And he will have a new opponent for him tonight in Cody Rhodes. Two men that are bound to be here. Cody Rhodes starting off early with some signature Rhodes punches and a moonsault off the top rope. Showing some athleticism early here on Karrion Kross. Both men have been brutal, have been dominant in their division. Kross able to battle back, a big slam onto Cody Rhodes' back. But Rhodes reverses. And as I was saying earlier, Kross being joined by his wife, as he has so many times before. Sorry, moonsault off the top rope. Into a pin attempt. Broken up, not even at one, but Kross being joined by his wife, as he has so many times before in Scarlett, in NXT, in WWE. She's carried over here. We'll see if she carries over into the women's division. And Kross really needs her help right now. Looking to reverse that submission attempt by Cody Rhodes. And right by his wedded wife. Some big slams to the back of the neck of Cody Rhodes. Showing off. If that doesn't say Karrion Kross, what does? Just showing off in front of Scarlett. Mounting Cody Rhodes all over his head. Hitting him. Strangling him. But Rhodes is in the main event for a reason. He's been down so many times. And then he comes right back. Kross lucky he didn't get hit with a crossroads there. Or Cody Cutter. Rhodes really using those ropes to his advantage here. And taunting the crowd, getting him on his side. Looking to get some momentum behind him. Pedigree attempts, no, reversed. Scarlett bringing a kendo stick into the equation for Karrion Kross, but he doesn't need it. Kick out at one. Both men were able to take a shot to get gold. I made a mistake last match and said that Adam Copeland was 1-0. However, he is 2-0, and these are the two men that he is 2-0 against here. Rhodes looking to take over with a mistake from Cross off the top rope into a submission attempt. Not even giving Cross a chance to tap out. And Cross looking for possibly a big suplex. No, lifts him up. Cross getting that crowd back on his side. Needs to grab that kendo stick. A big slam to Cody Rhodes for the match. Kick out at 2. Cody Rhodes needs to get back on his feet here. It's been a very one-sided match for Karrion Kross here tonight. He's got something to prove. Hitting Cody with the kendo stick, lifting him up and slamming him. Cody Rhodes using those ropes to his advantage again. And grabbing that kendo stick, using it on Karrion Kross's back. Breaking it. Kross with a kick out at 2. That kendo stick is not shattered, but it is broken. And it broke across Karrion Kross's back. Uh-oh, Scarlett distracted Cody Rhodes for 1 second, and Karrion Kross takes advantage, slamming him into the turnbuckle, into a pin attempt. A kick out at 2. Bringing Scarlett along for the ride wasn't a bad idea, distracting Cody Rhodes, leaving an opportunity for Karrion Kross, and he takes advantage. The beginning of the end for Cody Rhodes. But no, he gets on his feet. Crossroads. And that's it. The main event for a reason, Mr. Main Event. You might as well call him at this point. If you put him in this place, he's going to come out victorious. Cody Rhodes with the victory.